Hi guys! I'm here to talk to you about all the things they don't tell you when you start meditating. I recently was involved in a 21-day meditation challenge. This meditation challenge was hosted by one of my teachers, Gabrielle Bernstein. She's a well-renowned book author, and she's been taping meditations for years. I've followed them, but I didn't really know what to expect when it came to a full 21 days consecutive meditation. In terms of my own meditation practice, I've always found meditation to be kind of one of those things where I involved in different arenas of my life. For instance, I found a meditation when I would work out or when I would practice yoga, but I had never taken time out of my life to carve out a consistent meditation practice in which I would just sit and do the exercise. So doing this meditation challenge was kind of a new experience for me. And going into it, I had thoughts like, maybe I'll just be sitting down and counting my breaths or focusing on my breath. A very cliche perspective on what a seated meditation would look like, but it was very far from it. The beauty of this meditation challenge that I did was that it acted kind of like an advent calendar, like the ones you get at Christmas time. 21 days, we got different meditations each day. And so that's the thing I want to start talking to you about, is meditation could be really wide and varied for all of you. For instance, on some days, we would just do a chanting meditation where we would take one chant and one word and speak it and breathe through it for about 10 minutes. There were other days where our meditation was just working with our journal and writing out stuff that was holding us back. Some days that we would just focus on breathing, and then a lot of the time we would do visualizations. She also had us involve meditation when we would walk. She did walking meditations, and she did even a cooking meditation, and incorporating meditation into your everyday tasks like folding the laundry, cooking, brushing your teeth, and what have you. So it was a really cool experience because I got to really experience and encounter all these different ways of doing a meditation. And the beauty of that was I got to see really what worked for me and what didn't. And so the thing that I really want to nail in with you guys, especially from my last video, I got a lot of comments on meditation throughout my 21-day challenge when people were following me and observing my daily routine and what my findings were. I got a lot of questions from that video and from all my posts about my meditation challenge. And the most common question that I got was that people were expressing that they learned that meditation was this one thing that would make them feel really good in their lives. But in fact, when they would actually sit down and try the practice of meditation, suddenly they'd feel super anxious and stuff would come up. So what I wanted to address was exactly that. A lot of the times when we hear about meditation, we hear about all of its benefits and all the great things that comes with it and how it positively impacts our lives, all of which is totally true. And I don't want to discount any of that. But what I do want to explain is that in the midst of my 21-day consistent practice of meditation, I experienced a lot of blocks, and there were days where I felt worse leaving my meditation cushion than I did coming onto it. And that's perfectly normal. And so the thing that I really want you guys to know is that whether you're sitting on your meditation cushion or you've involved your meditation in your regular routines, either in your kitchens or in your homes or in your yoga practice, what I want you to know is that when you take time to consciously engage with yourself and really show up for yourself through a practice of inquiry and really showing up for what's there for you, stuff's gonna come up, right? Stuff from your past, old stories, maybe even old wounds, stuff comes up. And so the purpose of meditation is to open space within you, to find a clearing, to find a healing. So it's completely normal and actually expected for stuff to come up. It's actually expected that sometimes you might feel anxious. And the thing to do in your meditation, the whole point of it, is not to sit there and follow the visualization perfectly and get to the other end of it. The purpose of it is to return to the visualization or to return to the mantra, to return to the breath, or to return to the chant when you do get pulled away. It's the returning that is the practice. It is not the being there fully. That was at least my experience. I tell my students and my clients all the time, I don't care if you meditate every day for 3 hours. I don't care if you do 100 sun salutations a day or if you practice yoga religiously. The thing that shows me great changes in the world and the great changes that you're experiencing within yourself are the intervals of you getting that anxious panic attack to the time that it takes for you to feel better. The intervals are what we focus on. And so doing meditation is not sitting there and getting through the entire 10 minutes of your meditation without being pulled away by a story or a thought or a fear of a panic attack or some anxiety. That's not the point. The point is to start there with your meditation, whether it's your mantra or your chant or your visualization, and return to that moment every single time you get pulled away. So you might have 101 thoughts in the time of your 10-minute meditation, but that would mean that you return to your meditation 101 times. So at the start, it might feel discouraging and it might feel challenging. But I want to challenge you to really be with yourself, to be with yourself in full support, to honor what's there for you, to honor the thoughts and the stories that come up, to honor the anxiety, and instead become an observer of it. And that's the beauty of a full meditation, is just to become aware of what's taking place for you. If you can take that seat of the observer of what's taking place for you, you've done it. You're doing the work, and that is the miracle. So if you're sitting in your meditation and you're taking your breaths and you're like, this is a beautiful meditation, and suddenly a thought comes like, oh, I feel an anxiety in my chest. Oh my God, is this going to turn into a panic attack? Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, do I feel sick? Oh my gosh, I feel it in my stomach now. When those thoughts start coming up, I want to challenge you to take a deep breath and take 2 steps back and become an observer of that. Oh, I witnessed that that's taking place. I witnessed that now I'm just trailing on a fear thought, or I'm trailing on a thought of what I'm going to make for lunch, or I'm trailing on to whatever. Catch the trail. Catch the trail right away. Forgive the trail, and then return to whatever it is that you are meditating on, whether it's a mantra, a visualization, a chant, or what have you. Catch it, forgive it, and return. And so when you start your meditation challenge like I did on day 1, I caught myself doing that about I'd say 50 times in a minute. That's almost every second, getting pulled away. But as the days went on, I realized that my intervals tightened and tightened and tightened. And so if you are embarking on meditation, know that it's completely normal for those things to come up. I want you to take a moment to forgive it, to honor it, and to return, just to return to your practice. And then eventually you'll notice that the time that it takes for you to return shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And that is the miracle, and that is the meditation, that you're just shrinking the intervals of the times that you get pulled away. And the more you do that, that just means the more you're in your meditation. That's the real miracle here. And so I also want to give you an opportunity to honor and celebrate the fact that you are taking time out of your day to really show up for what's there for you, right? Because we have options in life. We don't have to show up for what's there for us. We can just keep pushing it down. But when you embark on a meditation practice, you really invite it up. You really invite it up. And once you invite it up, you can invite it out. So I want you to take a moment for yourself, if you are doing this practice, to really honor what's up for you and then celebrate yourself for honoring that. When you celebrate yourself, you're really giving yourself that boost of energy that you might need to release what's there for you. And so it could be really fun, right? Doing this meditation challenge, I found more and more every day. There were some days where I was like, wow, that meditation did not work for me. I left feeling more anxious. But when I reflect back on that 21 days, I realized that those meditations that brought up the most for me were actually the most important for me. Because when we bring stuff up to the surface, we can then really address with what's there for us in our lives that's holding us back from reaching our fullest, greatest potential, to reaching our fullest expressions of love in our lives, right? So I want you to honor that and celebrate that. And when those moments do come up, just begin to become aware and recognize this is coming up for me really to work with. And this is good work to do. And I'm going to work through it. And I'm going to feel good because I'm committed to myself. And that is a powerful energy to work with. So I hope that if you are trying a meditation, or if you are trying to get into a meditation practice, that you do it consistently. Have no expectations other than I'm here for a meditation practice and I'm going to try to do it every day. And just be there for what shows up. Honor your feelings. Feel what you need to feel. Forgive those stray away thoughts and then return to your practice. Find what works for you, honor it, and have the most blissful experience after you're done. From my heart to yours, namaste.